Hidden beneath the sands of time lie the forgotten remains of empires that once ruled the African continent. Magnificent cities, advanced technologies, and powerful kingdoms all vanished without a trace. Their achievements were once celebrated across the globe, yet today we struggle to understand why they disappeared so suddenly. What could have caused such a dramatic fall? From the towering structures of Egypt to the monumental ruins of Great Zimbabwe, these civilizations flourished for centuries, only to leave behind cryptic evidence of their existence. Some vanished without a single explanation, while others crumbled under mysterious forces that historians still can't fully comprehend. These ancient African empires were as grand as they were enigmatic. But the question remains, what happened to them? Was it war, betrayal, or perhaps even something darker at play? The answers may be hidden deep in the pages of history, waiting to be uncovered. In this journey, we'll explore the rise and sudden fall of these powerful kingdoms. We'll dive into the theories that have fascinated scholars and uncover the secrets behind their disappearance. What led to the end of their reigns? Let's uncover the mystery together. From the mighty Nile to the vast expanse of the Sahara, Africa once teemed with thriving civilizations that shaped the course of history. Long before the world knew of Rome or Greece, Africa was already home to advanced societies whose influence stretched far and wide. Egypt, with its awe-inspiring pyramids, was the cradle of knowledge and science, setting the stage for countless innovations. But Egypt was just one chapter in a much larger story. The Kingdom of Aksum, in what is now modern-day Ethiopia, ruled over trade routes that connected Africa, the Middle East, and India. This civilization was a major power, known for its towering obelisks and being one of the first to adopt Christianity. Their rise and influence spread across the continent, yet their fall remains shrouded in mystery. What could have brought down such a prosperous kingdom? Meanwhile, in West Africa, the Kingdom of Mali was one of the wealthiest empires in history, famed for its trade in gold, salt, and other precious commodities. The legendary Mansa Musa, one of the richest men to ever live, made a pilgrimage to Mecca that stunned the world. His wealth and generosity were unrivaled, yet, like so many other great African empires, Mali eventually crumbled, fading into obscurity. And who could forget the majestic ruins of Great Zimbabwe, the heart of a civilization that constructed some of the most impressive stone structures in Africa? These ruins speak of a civilization that knew engineering, trade, and the arts at a level that could rival any in history. Yet, despite its remarkable achievements, the people of Great Zimbabwe mysteriously disappeared, leaving behind only these silent stones as a testament to their once great empire. Each of these civilizations, in their own way, laid the foundations for an African legacy that was to become one of the world's most powerful yet forgotten histories. The echoes of their greatness still resonate today, but the reasons for their disappearance remain a puzzle. What happened to these empires? How did they vanish so completely, leaving nothing but their ruins behind? Egypt's ancient civilization stands as one of the most remarkable in human history, a beacon of culture, knowledge, and architectural mastery. For over 3 millennia, Egypt ruled the Nile, constructing monumental temples and pyramids that still awe the world today. But as powerful as it was, Egypt's eventual decline remains one of the greatest mysteries in the ancient world. While Egypt's civilization reached incredible heights, its eventual fall didn't come from a single catastrophic event. Instead, it was a gradual erosion caused by a combination of internal strife, invasions, and environmental changes. Throughout its history, Egypt faced numerous foreign invasions, but it was the Greco-Roman period that marked a significant shift. In 332 BCE, Alexander the Great's conquest led to the rise of the Ptolemaic dynasty, a time that saw a fusion of Greek and Egyptian cultures. Yet, even under their rule, Egypt began to lose its former power and influence. By the time the Romans took control in 30 BCE, Egypt had become a shadow of its former self. The great temples were neglected, the once thriving economy began to wane, and the center of power shifted away from the Nile. While Egypt remained a Roman province, it was no longer the dominant force it had once been. Its glory, which had once shone across the ancient world, slowly dimmed, fading into the background of history. But even after Egypt's fall, its legacy endured. The pyramids of Giza, the temples of Karnak, and the tombs of the Valley of the Kings still stand as silent witnesses to its past grandeur. Yet, the question remains, did Egypt truly fall, or was it merely transformed into something else, hidden beneath the weight of time and foreign rule? Perhaps the civilization didn't disappear at all, but simply evolved, leaving behind only traces for those willing to search. The Kingdom of Aksum, once a powerhouse in the Horn of Africa, continues to captivate historians with its rich legacy and mysterious disappearance. Aksum was not only a key player in regional trade, but also one of the first civilizations to embrace Christianity. Its strategic location along trade routes connecting the Roman Empire, Arabia, and India made it a central hub of commerce and cultural exchange. The Aksumites were master builders, constructing monumental obelisks that still stand today as symbols of their advanced engineering. The Aksumite coinage, which featured images of kings and religious symbols, tells of a thriving economy and a deeply entrenched connection to both the religious and political currents of the time. But despite these incredible achievements, the kingdom eventually faded into obscurity, and historians are still unsure why. One prevailing theory suggests that environmental factors played a crucial role in Aksum's downfall. Scholars believe that overuse of the land, combined with changing climate patterns, may have led to agricultural collapse, making it increasingly difficult for the kingdom to sustain itself. Some even speculate that deforestation may have contributed to the decline, as the loss of trees disrupted the region's agricultural balance and led to soil erosion. Another theory posits that the rise of Islam in the 7th century had a profound impact on Aksum's strategic importance. As the Arab powers expanded across the region, the trade routes that had once fueled Aksum's prosperity were redirected. With the loss of key trade partners, the kingdom's wealth and influence began to diminish. This, combined with internal instability, led to a slow but inevitable decline. Despite its mysterious end, Aksum's impact cannot be understated. The Kingdom of Aksum helped shape the development of East Africa, influencing not only the architecture and culture of Ethiopia, but also the spread of Christianity across the region. The ruins of Aksum still remain as a testament to the empire's once great status, shrouded in both history and mystery. Carthage, a powerful Phoenician city-state, was once the unrivaled naval force of the Mediterranean, its influence stretching from North Africa to parts of Europe and even the Western Mediterranean. With a mighty fleet, Carthage controlled vital trade routes and amassed unimaginable wealth, rivaling even Rome in terms of power and prestige. But Carthage's story is one of both grandeur and tragic demise, with its destruction becoming one of the most infamous moments in ancient history. The kingdom's decline began with a series of intense conflicts known as the Punic Wars, fought against Rome over the control of the Mediterranean. The First Punic War, which lasted from 264 to 241 BCE, saw Carthage lose its dominance over the Western Mediterranean. Yet it was the Second Punic War that truly tested its mettle. Under the command of the brilliant general Hannibal, Carthage inflicted severe defeats upon Rome, including the famous Battle of Cannae, where Roman forces suffered a devastating loss. Despite Hannibal's victories, Carthage could not match Rome's strategic persistence. By the Third Punic War, Rome had had enough of its rival. In 146 BCE, after a brutal siege, the city of Carthage was utterly destroyed. The Romans went as far as to burn the city to the ground, and, according to some accounts, they even sowed the land with salt to ensure nothing could grow there again. Carthage was erased, its civilization wiped off the map in a matter of months. But the complete annihilation of Carthage has long puzzled historians. The brutal nature of Rome's conquest raises the question, was the destruction of Carthage purely military, or was there something more at play? Some historians suggest that the Romans sought to rid the Mediterranean of a rival civilization so complete that no trace would be left, fearing the power Carthage wielded. In the aftermath, Carthage was not just a city lost, it was a civilization buried, its achievements and culture nearly forgotten. Today, the ruins of Carthage lie in Tunisia, a mere shadow of the once thriving empire that dominated the Mediterranean. But even in its destruction, Carthage left a legacy, and its story continues to spark intrigue, with its disappearance still holding many unanswered questions. The Kingdom of Mali, one of West Africa's greatest empires, was renowned not only for its wealth, but also for its profound influence on trade, culture, and education. At its height in the 14th century, under the reign of Mansa Musa, Mali became the richest empire the world had ever seen, with gold and salt flowing through its vast networks. Mansa Musa's legendary pilgrimage to Mecca in 1324 left a trail of awe and wonder, as he dispensed so much gold during his journey that it caused a currency devaluation across parts of the Islamic world. Mali's capital, Timbuktu, became a beacon of knowledge and scholarship, drawing scholars, poets, and artists from across the Islamic world. Its libraries housed thousands of manuscripts on subjects ranging from mathematics to astronomy, making it a cultural center of immense importance. The empire's wealth was built on the trans-Saharan trade routes, which connected Mali to the rest of Africa, Europe, and the Middle East. Yet, despite all this prosperity, the Kingdom of Mali eventually faced a steep decline, and its powerful grip on West Africa slipped away. The exact cause of Mali's fall remains unclear, but there are several theories that attempt to explain it. One theory suggests that internal conflict and political instability led to a weakening of central authority. After Mansa Musa's death, the empire began to fracture, with succession struggles undermining its unity. The rise of neighboring kingdoms, particularly the Songhai Empire, also played a role in Mali's decline. The Songhai Empire took control of key trade routes and challenged Mali's dominance in the region. As Songhai expanded its territory, Mali's once strong trade network began to weaken, and its economic power diminished. Another factor in Mali's decline could have been the changing nature of trade. As Europeans began to establish more direct sea routes to Africa, the traditional land-based trade routes through the Sahara became less vital, leading to economic decline for Mali and its neighbors. By the late 16th century, Mali had lost its standing as one of Africa's preeminent empires, its once great cities fading into ruins and obscurity. Despite its fall, the legacy of Mali lives on in the cultural and educational foundations it laid. The ruins of Timbuktu and its legendary libraries are a testament to the empire's once vibrant intellectual life. But the reasons behind its decline remain a mystery, leaving historians to speculate on what truly led to the downfall of one of the richest and most influential empires in history. Great Zimbabwe, known for its stunning stone ruins, remains one of Africa's most enigmatic civilizations. Its most famous landmark, the Great Enclosure, is a testament to the advanced engineering and architectural capabilities of the people who built it. Located in what is now modern-day Zimbabwe, this once great kingdom flourished between the 11th and 15th centuries, its economy based on trade, agriculture, and cattle herding. But despite its impressive achievements, Great Zimbabwe ultimately faded into mystery, its people vanishing without a clear explanation. The ruins of Great Zimbabwe are a marvel to behold. Towering stone walls, elaborate passageways, and massive enclosures, all built without mortar, standing as an architectural feat unmatched in sub-Saharan Africa. The kingdom's wealth was tied to the trade of gold, ivory, and other valuable resources that flowed from its prosperous heartland. These riches helped Great Zimbabwe establish a powerful influence across the region, with trade networks reaching as far as China and the Middle East. The city's importance as a trading hub was paramount, and its rulers held immense power, commanding respect from neighboring states. However, as mysteriously as it rose, Great Zimbabwe began to decline by the late 15th century. One theory suggests that the collapse was driven by overexploitation of the land. Deforestation, which led to soil erosion and the depletion of agricultural land, may have caused food shortages and economic hardship. With resources dwindling, the once thriving kingdom could no longer support its large population. Another explanation points to shifts in trade routes. As European powers began to establish sea-based trade routes around the African continent, the land-based trade networks that supported Great Zimbabwe began to lose relevance. This shift in commerce could have significantly weakened the kingdom's economy, leading to its eventual collapse. Internal conflicts and the fragmentation of power within the kingdom are also thought to have played a role. As rival factions emerged and leadership became fractured, the once unified kingdom fell into disarray. Eventually, the population of Great Zimbabwe began to disperse, and the kingdom that had once stood as a beacon of African greatness vanished, leaving behind only its remarkable stone ruins. Despite the mystery surrounding its fall, Great Zimbabwe's legacy is undeniable. The ruins continue to stand as a symbol of African ingenuity, and the civilization's impact on the region is still felt today. But the disappearance of its people and the reasons behind its decline remain an unsolved puzzle that continues to intrigue archaeologists and historians alike. The fall of these mighty civilizations has long baffled historians, and numerous theories have emerged to explain why these empires, once at their zenith, crumbled into ruin. Each of the great African kingdoms faced unique challenges, but several common factors seem to have contributed to their mysterious disappearances. Understanding these potential causes requires us to look beyond simple explanations and explore the deeper forces that shaped these civilizations. Environmental factors have been suggested as a key driver in the decline of several African empires. Changes in climate, such as prolonged droughts or unpredictable rainfall, could have devastated agricultural systems, leading to famine and economic instability. For example, the decline of Aksum is often attributed to a changing climate that disrupted farming and trade. Similarly, the collapse of Great Zimbabwe may have been hastened by deforestation and soil degradation, which directly impacted food production and the kingdom's sustainability. In regions heavily reliant on agriculture, such environmental shifts would have had devastating consequences, pushing entire populations to abandon their cities in search of more fertile land. Another theory revolves around the impact of war and invasion. Many African kingdoms were prime targets for external forces, whether it was the Romans in Egypt, the Arabs in Aksum, or the Europeans in Mali and Great Zimbabwe. Wars and invasions not only weakened these civilizations militarily, but also disrupted their economies and political structures. The Roman conquest of Egypt, for example, marked the beginning of a slow but sure decline, with Egypt gradually losing its autonomy and power. Similarly, the invasions of neighboring powers played a significant role in undermining Mali's control of trade routes, which ultimately led to its downfall. Political instability within these kingdoms also contributed to their collapse. Power struggles, internal rebellions, and the weakening of central authority could create chaos and fragmentation within an empire. In Mali, for example, the death of Mansa Musa, while a major event, triggered a series of succession disputes and instability. As the central authority fractured, it became harder for the kingdom to defend itself or maintain its influence over vital trade networks. The same could be said for Great Zimbabwe, where internal divisions likely hastened the decline of its once unified society. The rise of competing powers and the shift in global trade routes also played a pivotal role. As European maritime powers began to dominate trade routes around Africa, the traditional overland routes that supported these civilizations became less profitable. For kingdoms like Mali, this shift was catastrophic, as their economies were deeply tied to the trans-Saharan trade. When trade patterns changed, these empires were left scrambling to adapt, and many could not survive the economic blow. Despite these theories, there's no singular answer to why these civilizations fell. It's likely that a combination of environmental, political, and economic factors played a role in their downfall. Yet, their stories continue to captivate us, leaving us with more questions than answers. The mystery of their disappearance is part of what makes their history so compelling, as we are still searching for the full truth behind their decline. Despite the mysterious disappearances of these great African civilizations, their legacies are far from lost. The achievements of ancient African societies have not only influenced the development of the continent, but have also left indelible marks on the world. The monumental ruins of Egypt, Aksum, Mali, and Great Zimbabwe are not just relics. They are symbols of a rich and complex history that continues to shape our understanding of the past. The ancient pyramids of Egypt stand as a testament to the architectural brilliance of its people, while the obelisks of Aksum remind us of a civilization that once controlled vast trade networks and played a pivotal role in the spread of Christianity across Africa. The stone walls of Great Zimbabwe still evoke awe at the skill and creativity of those who built them, while Mali's intellectual and cultural legacy, especially in the city of Timbuktu, lives on in the world's historical consciousness. In many ways, the people of these lost civilizations did not truly disappear. Their culture, innovations, and knowledge have endured through the centuries, influencing the development of societies across Africa and beyond. The descendants of these empires continue to carry the torch of their ancestors' greatness, drawing strength from the rich heritage left behind. Modern Africa, in all its diversity, still carries the imprint of these ancient civilizations. From the language and literature of Mali to the religious practices influenced by Aksum, the memory of these lost kingdoms persists. Even the architectural traditions and cultural customs of the region have their roots in the empires that once ruled the land. The mysterious fall of these great civilizations does not diminish their impact. Instead, it enhances the mystery and allure of their stories, inviting new generations to explore their past. Moreover, the ongoing archaeological work at sites like Great Zimbabwe, the ruins of Carthage, and the ancient temples of Egypt continue to provide new insights. Every discovery helps piece together the puzzle of Africa's ancient past, revealing not only the reasons for their decline, but also their incredible contributions to human civilization. It is clear that while these kingdoms may have fallen, their stories are far from finished. As scholars, archaeologists, and historians continue to delve deeper into Africa's lost civilizations, it becomes increasingly apparent that the history of these empires is not a story of defeat, but of survival and endurance. They may have faded into the mists of time, but their influence and achievements will never be forgotten. The mysterious disappearances of these ancient African civilizations remain some of history's most captivating and unresolved puzzles. From the rise and fall of Egypt, Aksum, Carthage, Mali, and Great Zimbabwe, we see that the forces behind their decline were complex and multifaceted. Environmental challenges, internal strife, invasions, and changing trade routes all contributed to the end of their dominance. Yet, the questions of why and how they disappeared continue to intrigue scholars and lay the groundwork for ongoing research. But even as these civilizations fell, their legacies endure. The cultural, architectural, and intellectual contributions of these ancient societies continue to shape the world today. The ruins that dot the African landscape stand as silent witnesses to a time when these empires ruled the earth, and the stories of their rise and fall offer timeless lessons on the fragility of greatness. As we reflect on the mystery of these lost kingdoms, we are reminded that history is not just about what was lost, but about what remains. The memory of these great civilizations lives on in the people, the monuments, and the cultural practices they left behind. Their influence is still felt in Africa and across the globe, offering us a glimpse into a world that was once as rich and vibrant as any other civilization in history. If you've been fascinated by the mysteries surrounding these ancient African kingdoms and want to dive deeper into history's secrets, don't forget to like this video, share it, and subscribe for more captivating content. The story of these civilizations may be far from over, and who knows what new discoveries are waiting just around the corner.